Welcome to the first episode, Beyond Entertainment. And so, this episode's purpose basically introduces circus-based intervention as an emerging, creative, occupation-based approach within occupational therapy. And so, the goal is to help individuals who are watching to understand that circus activities are not just recreational or performance-based skills, but it can also be meaningful occupations that can be intentionally adapted to support participation, skill development, engagement, and personal growth as well. Before we get started, I did want to ask what comes to mind when you hear the word circus? Tit, clowns, trapeze, artists, tightrope, ringmaster, music, lights, popcorn, audience. Circus has traditionally been seen as entertainment, something to watch from the audience, from a performance that they watch and see. But in occupational therapy, circus can be something different. It can become something people participate in. Circus based activities create opportunities for movement, for engagement, exploration, problem solving, social connection, and discovering abilities people may not realize they have. And within occupational therapy, we are always asking what is meaningful to this person, what motivates participation, how do we create success, how do we adapt activities so everyone can take part. Circus based intervention brings these questions together through creativity, challenge, movement, and even connection as well. So it supports participation by allowing individuals to move and explore, problem solve, connect with others, and experience success in a meaningful way. Before going further, I did want to highlight how I approach circus in my capstone. And so I chose circus based intervention because the goal was to teach circus skills for performance, but to use circus activities as therapeutic tools to support participation and engagement and functional outcomes. It is not about turning someone to a performer, it is about using circus as a medium for meaningful engagement, growth, and success. So, one example we can use is the activity using a scarf or a ball. So I have a scarf here, yellow scarf. So I'm just gonna throw it up and catch. Or throw it up, catch my left hand, or use both hands to catch it. Throw it up, catch. So to understand how this works into practice, consider a simple activity, tossing and catching a scarf. So a scarf moves slowly. It floats through the air and gives more time to react. It really does give you more time to react than a ball. Whereas a ball, it moves much faster. It requires more precision, timing, coordination, especially with lateral coordination with both hands are involved. And at first glance, this may look like a simple play activity, but clinically, it involves multiple overlapping skill areas working at the same time. This can include motor planning, which is like planning how to move to catch the scarf. So, with sequencing, this could be tracking the scarf as it moves up in the air and back down, judging it, reaching for it, catching, and all of those steps combined, which is those steps that's needed to throw it up and catch it. Timing is important too, so deciding when to respond, hand eye coordination, linking basically the vision with movement, visual tracking as we're following the object, which is the scarf, through space, and then bilateral coordination, so using both hands together while catching the scarf. If using both hands, postural balance, frustration tolerance, confidence, self-efficacy, so many different areas that it does address. And these were just only a few, But in circus-based interventions and occupational therapy, these skills are happening simultaneously within one activity. There's also sensory and a cognitive layer involved where vision helps track the object, proprioception, which helps understand body movement or body position in space, vestibular input supports that balance and movement. Attention is required also to stay focused, and problem solving is needed when adjustments are required. And there is an emotional and performance related factors or factor involved, meaning managing frustration when mistakes do happen, because it doesn't have to be perfect, but just try it or doing it, not being afraid of that failure and gaining that confidence while participating in these activities. Despite the difficulty, you do build that confidence through repeated attempts, and then also increases that motivation to continue. So what looks like a simple scarf toss is actually so much more. It's a layered therapeutic experience, which is going to bring me into part two, more than learning skills. So, circus based interventions are more than just learning skills. One of the most powerful aspects of this is that it grows the mindset. Circus requires repetition, patience, and practice, and mistakes are expected. They're gonna happen, and objects fall, timing might be off. Whoa, so I'm gonna try it again to get even better at it, or maybe coordination does not always work at first. But in this space, mistakes are not failure. They are a part of the learning process. So for example, when someone's learning to juggle, the beginning often feels like, whoa, what is going on here? The rhythm is very inconsistent, the objects fall, and I'm trying to catch all the balls at once, but it can feel frustrating, or even you can say scarce. But over time, something shifts where the person begins to adjust, showing their pace changing through the pattern that they use, a different pattern when juggling, and different strategies that they might use. And gradually improvement begins to happen more. But more importantly, something deeper is developing. Is not just about learning to juggle, it is about learning persistence. It is about learning that adjustment leads to progress. It is about learning that effort leads to change. And from an occupational therapy perspective, this is significant because participation in a meaningful activity can influence self perception. Instead of, I can't do this, it becomes, let me try again. What if I change something? I'm getting better. I'm getting better at this. These small shifts build resilience, confidence, and a sense of capability that can carry beyond the activity itself. So, for part three, why circus based intervention fits occupational therapy. So, occupational therapy is focused on participation in meaningful daily activities known as occupations. So, this can include self care, play, leisure, social participation, and so many other areas. Circus based intervention aligns strongly with this because it is meaningful. Circus is engaging, creative, enjoyable. These activities can provide meaningful experiences that feel purposeful. So, this can increase motivation and participation as well. And the second area is adaptable circus. So, with circus activities, you can adapt it and grade it in so many different ways. A person may start with a single scarf while seated and then progress to standing with the scarf, or maybe with multiple objects or added movement. This allows participation across different ability levels and just grading it up and creating a different challenge as well. And so the third one being expressive. So there is no single correct way to perform a circus skill. Individuals can explore movement, develop strategies, and engage in ways that feel personable and comfortable. Sometimes I started off with some of the sessions for my capstone where kiddos became comfortable by just feeling some of the scars, feeling some of the items that I brought. The first one was being like an art time, but I brought out the scars prior and they were able to move around and use some of their movement and get really comfortable with circus like theme. And so That was a really great thing to do to see the kiddos engaged and get a little bit more comfortable with the items that are bringing and the theme, the circus-based activities that I was starting to bring out and introduce them to. So for the fourth session, this is skills addressed through circus. So circus-based activities support a wide range of occupational skills. Kind of group them in three main areas, such as motor, which supports balance, postural control, bilateral coordination, motor planning. These skills are essential for everyday movement and functional participation. Then there's cognitive skills, where circus activities requires attention, sequencing, problem solving, and adaptation. Individuals must constantly monitor and adjust and respond to changing demands and of each participant, because everyone's going to respond differently to any of the activities that might be presented. There's social and emotional aspect as well, where even in a group-based setting, there's encouraging communication, cooperation, encouragement, and teamwork. And that's a huge part of social participation with the circus-based activities. These experiences also build confidence and emotional regulation. So, together, these skills support not just performance, but participation in meaningful life roles as well. And I was even able to see that as we talked as a group with the adult population for my capstone experience whenever I was there at the independent living facility. There were a lot of great moments that we all shared and they shared with each other, which was really great as well. So for part five, who can benefit from circus-based intervention? So one of the most valuable aspects of circus-based intervention is its adaptability across the lifespan. So for children, it supports play and exploration, motor development, creativity, and imagination. It also supports peer interaction, confidence building, so many different areas because kiddos learn best through play. And circus provides a structured yet flexible way to support learning through movement and engagement. And so, with the adolescents and young adults, circus can definitely support identity development, independence, teamwork, cognition, challenges, confidence, and achievement as well. And it provides a space for exploration and self-expression during an important time or important development stage as well. For adults and older adults, circus can support balance, coordination, cognitive engagement, safety, social participation, physical activity, meaningful activities, leisure, involvement across the lifespan. It is so great to use circus-based activities because you can adapt it for to meet the individual's abilities and goals and needs. So it's definitely something creative, fun, and really something. It's been a joy for my capstone as well. I was able to see it from a pediatric perspective and an older adult perspective with the two groups that I was seeing, and I really enjoyed this experience by using so many creative things, which I'll share and talk a little bit later on about the interventions used, and just really getting to know the participants as well. It was such an amazing experience. So, to close out this session, or keep thinking of session, to close out for the Beyond the Big Top series, circus-based intervention challenges us to rethink what therapy can look like, but it can be creative, engaging, and meaningful while still being purposeful and goal-directed as well. So, circus definitely shows us that when activities are designed with inclusion in mind, people can move, connect, learn, and succeed in different ways. It is not about turning people into performers. It is about creating opportunities to participate, to explore, to build confidence, to experience success. And so ultimately, circus-based occupational therapy reminds us that progress looks different for everyone, but everyone has the potential to experience it as well. Through simple creative activities, we can support meaningful participation, build confidence, and help individuals discover what they are capable of. At its core, it is not just about skill development, but it's about enjoyment and connection and growth. And sometimes the most meaningful therapeutic change happens through the most playful approaches. In the next episode, we will explore why circus-based innovation matters and the science behind the skills. We will discuss how circus activities support areas such as physical, cognitive, emotional, social development, as well as motivation and engagement. Thank you for joining Beyond the Big Talk. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I hope that you can take a chance to watch the upcoming episodes as well. And I'm so excited to finish out this series and see you next time. Before you go, be sure to check out the link tree in the video description. There you'll find additional resources related to circus-inspired occupational therapy, including the toolkit that I created, the website that I created, as well as you already have access to the YouTube miniseries. Thank you so much. All of this information is designed to support therapists, students, caregivers, and educators as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope these resources help you incorporate meaningful, engaging movement into your own practice. Don't forget to share it. Thank you so much. Bye.